Well, I kind of got in this band by default. It wasn't really something that I had planned out or anything. I had a bunch of my friends that were musicians. Abe was a drummer since he was a little kid. Stefan was playing guitar for years. Me, I wanted to play the drums, but I wasn't that good of a drummer. Abe was obviously a better drummer than I was, so I needed to find something to do. I wanted to be a part of something, create something from nothing, and so I sort of taught myself to do what I do, which is, I don't know what it is, but I kind of just figured it out, and you know, didn't really have any expectations to take it where it is today, and it was sort of just a gradual build to where it is, and it was a good thing. You know, it was a coming of age. I was pretty young when I started. I was 15, so yeah, I think it was just wanting to be part of something creative with my friends. I mean, it probably wasn't, for me, honestly, till we were making our second record. Even when we were making our first record, I didn't think it was that special. I mean, I was having a lot of fun doing it, but I didn't think that we were that good. It was still a whole lot of figuring out, you know, what I was doing, and even though I'm still figuring out a lot of stuff, I felt like on our second record, I really, I was really confident. Like, I knew that I can definitely do something better than our first record, and I don't know, I think it's just being young and vibrant and full of life, and we'd already done a little bit of touring, so I kind of felt like, you know, we were accepted, I guess, by a lot of our peers, and we started to generate fans and stuff. So like by the time we were going in to record the Around the Fur album, I really felt like we had something. If the band hadn't worked out, I would hope that I'd be doing something creative. I mean, I've always wanted to create stuff. I'm not a really skilled artist in any other form, as far as I can't draw, or I'd love to do things like that, but I just have no skills in that department. So I don't know. I mean, I'm very into visual art, like moving images and things like that. So maybe something in film, possibly photography, which is something that I like a lot. But music has always been my favorite, you know, thing. So you know, in the worst case scenario, I'd be working at a record store or something like that, if there were record stores anymore. Or you know, best case scenario, I'd be doing this. So. Yeah, I mean, I get a little nervous. Not as nervous as I am when going in to write a record. I think when we start to write is when I feel like there's nothing to reference. You know, there's past records to reference, but like there hasn't been any sound made. And we're not the type of band that goes in and has a big discussion about what type of record we're going to make. So there's basically nothing to go off of. It's just like, I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to get in a room and then we're just going to make some sounds out of nothing. And so that's a nervous, you know, that's something to make you a little nervous, is not knowing, you know, what's going to come out. But once we start making the songs and the record starts to take shape, and it's done, as far as even before we go in the studio, but the songs are mostly written and things like that, I feel pretty confident. And then once recorded and everything, I think as long as the band, everybody are confident about what we've been making, I mean, usually that's been a good sign to, you know, that the people, that once it gets out there, that people will like it. And if they don't, it's not that big of a deal, really. I mean, it is, but it's more, I think, the satisfaction that we already gained of making something from nothing. So, luckily, no. I mean, we've had some rough tours, but I don't think I've ever felt like I don't think I've ever felt scared that I wasn't gonna make it through the tour. I've had a lot of, I mean, our early days too were pretty wild. We were living pretty wild back then. But I was probably in so much of a haze that I didn't really think about it too much. I was kind of living day by day. I mean, luckily, no. The most emotional, that's hard to say. I mean, I think I feel like I go through a range of emotions almost every night. Sometimes a lot of smiles, a lot of happiness. I've been angry a few times. Last night I was angry. I tripped over Stefan's fan 3 times. Oh, my microphone cord got caught in his fan 3 times. And the only thing that was going through my head is, why does he have a fan? Because it wasn't even hot. So I broke it, and but I wasn't that mad. I mean, a few minutes later, I was smiling again. So I don't know. There's always a sort of there's a lot of dynamics, I think, in within the hour and a half, 2 hours that we play. So a whole range of emotions, whatever. I can't think of one time where I completely was just overwhelmed with any one of them, though. When I was young, I used to actually like sit there and look in the mirror and wonder, okay, what am I going to look like when I'm like, my parents' age? And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I'm turning 40 in a couple of months, so I mean, I don't know. I did wonder that, and I mean, I would hope that I'd be satisfied with what I see in front of me. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I feel like I've made progress through all the good and the bad, to become a better person, I guess, in the big picture. So I would hope I'd be happy with who I've become and who I see in front of me.